guys, welcome to the Stealthy Crafter. I'm Jessica and today we are doing a Wip Chat. If you guys don't know what Wip stands for, it stands for work in progress. And what normally happens in a Wip Chat is that you can grab out your own whips, or if you want, sit around and do chores or do nothing while you listen to me ramble about what's going on during the week. So let's get started, shall we? So first off, I want to thank everyone who gave everyone suggestions about what Michael should read for his books and stuff like that. We're going to probably be going to the library tomorrow to check out some of those books. Some of the stuff, unfortunately, like Goosebumps, I think that, Diamond Painting Claire mentioned it. Can't do that just yet, but hopefully once he's done with his nightmares, we'll probably be able to start watching it. Well, not watching, reading some of that, because I remember reading that a bit when I was like a 5th grader at the time, but I do remember reading some of that, and I think that's right up his alley. So I mean, thank you for that. So, but yeah, hopefully once he's done getting creeped out all the time, we will get into that. So. It's been an interesting week. I guess one of the things I can get started with is talking about Michael and his nightmares. So, the poor kid, he doesn't really tell me what's been going on. Actually, let me start pulling up my notes here for you guys. But yeah, he doesn't really tell me what's been going on. I just know that he's been having a lot of trouble sleeping as of late. And he has gotten to the point where he does not like his door closed anymore. And the reason why he doesn't want it closed now is he claims that the nightmares will stay inside the room if he can't let them escape. So he has to keep the door open so that the nightmares can go out and not bother him anymore. So we've let him do that now, but the problem is whenever I go up the stairs. So our house, even though I say it's new, but it's now 8 years old now or something. Well, but the people who built the house, they didn't do the greatest job, but it's starting to creak so much now when you go up the stairs. So I'm afraid of waking the poor kid up, and his view, if he gets up, sits up in bed, he can see the stairs. And I'm scared that he'll wake up to the sounds of, creaking because I'm coming up the stairs, and I come up really late at night. So I'm afraid that he's going to see just this big shadowy thing coming up, and it's going to scare him more. So I don't know if it's a good idea for the door to be open or not, but right now I woke him up once, but luckily I was already up all the way up the stairs, and I was more in the light because he has his night light, and so he was able to tell it was me. And it's just it's me. I was just it's me, just go back to sleep. And it's oh, okay, like that. I'm okay, whew, but the poor kid, I don't know what's causing his nightmares. I don't know if he's stressed out, but I'm hoping that it's just a phase and he'll get over it. He used to have nightmares a lot when he was a toddler too. So he kept us awake a lot for that, but he hasn't really come into my room at all, with these nightmares. He stays in his room, but I just feel bad for him. Let's see. It's been an interesting week. As you can see, I'm kind of diamond painting late at night. It's actually Tuesday, and I meant to record earlier, but it's kind of hard to, now record, and it's kind of it's my issue, compared to everyone else. I get kind of weirded out a lot because the kids are around, and I mean, it's not a big deal, but it is to me, for them to hear me talk and, trying to make them, be quiet or at least somewhat quiet for an hour or more, if I want to do other videos. And I'm just I feel bad to make them try and be quiet, and then like of course they want to do other stuff, so and then having them hear me talk. So it's just like I get weirded out and I lose my focus a lot of times. So I decided maybe nighttime would be the best, but then by the time it hits nighttime, I'm really tired and I don't feel like doing it. So that's what happened. I tried to record during the day, the other day, and I just went. I couldn't focus. I'm like, I'll just do it at night. It'll be fine. I'll do it at night. So I waited till last night to do it, and instead I watched the season finale of season 1 of My Hero Academia with Nicole, and that got me so. That show is so anxiety, like my chest hurt right after the show. Like I was just, like basically on edge the whole time, like going, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, of what was going on. And at that point, I was just like, I can't do a Wip Chat. I'm like too anxious. I'm like just pacing around. I can't do it. So I was like, okay. So my next thought was like, I'll just do it in the morning before anyone wakes up. It'll be fine. I'll be great. Cue me not going to bed until 3-4 o'clock in the morning. And then waking up with a massive headache and not being able to do anything. And then after that, my husband dealt with meetings all day, so I still wasn't able to do it. And then I had Mythics tonight. Well, We'll get into WoW for a little bit. But that got canceled. But I still talked with my my guildies and until late. And now it's like almost midnight, and I'm gonna have to edit probably soon. So it's gonna be a late night probably, and I feel bad for myself, but I have no one else to blame but me. So yeah, I don't know when this video will be up, but it'll be in sometime. hopefully Wednesday morning. Hopefully that, or Thursday. But I apologize for only having one video up last week. I did have a video ready to go. Well, I recorded one, and then as I was editing it, I was listening to a lot of wind. Like, it sounded like I was in a tunnel. And then the second part of my video, when I stopped for a moment, after I showed like the drills, and after I stopped. I adjusted the blinds because the glare was too much, and I came back and the sound was perfect, but it was just like the first 10 minutes was just awful. Like I just sounded very garbled and far away. My it sounds my mic was not plugged in all the way, so I'm gonna have to redo that one. So I apologize since stuff has already been opened and tossed and whatnot. So I will get that put up sometime this week when I have time to do it. Don't know if it will be a nighttime or a daytime kind of thing. But yeah, I was so mad too. I was like, I was prepared. I thought I was ready because I did the whole thing, and then I didn't touch my camera for about a day or so, and then I'm like, okay, I have time to do, start editing things, and then I hear that, and I'm like, oh gosh, I wish I heard that earlier. But let's see. If you hear any click-clacking in the background, my husband's, busy at work. Unfortunately, he's still working late tonight. He has a lot of things going on, so. But, yeah. So this week, it's been very uneventful. Let's start with Let's start off with last Tuesday, so. And I need the tweezers right here. So we'll talk a little bit about WoW. We can probably do all the WoW stuff right now, and then we'll get into not the juicy stuff, but whatever. So last Tuesday, I do Mythics every week, or Mythic Plus. So last Tuesday, we've been having a crowdy time with Mythics, and here's why. So one of the guys that I play with, the poor guy was just dying to everything. We had something called, was it storming? I think it's storming last week. Oh my goodness, I don't remember anymore. But he was dying to anything and everything, and it was, I felt bad for him. So he's melee now. He's a melee hunter, and I'm used to being in melee, and he is too. But we're not used to each other, but he's used to being more ranged all the time. But with this season, he's been, right next to me, and it's gotten me in trouble a lot too, because I'm not used to having a second person next to me, but that's not the tank, and I'm not being able to see a lot of the stuff that I normally would miss, but not that would excuse me. I still miss a lot of stuff. I still get hit a lot, so I'm not saying he's causing me to die a lot. No, I'll do that on my own. But he was constantly just getting hit. He was just dying, and at one point, his mic broke. I don't think he broke it in rage, and he had to replace it. But we were having disconnects. Earlier that day, I had like my power flickering, and then we were like, okay, we can do this. We did not time one dungeon. We timed one, so we were 1-on-1. We're like, okay, let's go ahead, make it a good night. We're gonna have this third dungeon. We're gonna do fine. We get to the first boss, and he's gone. He dies. And disconnects. So we don't know if the disconnect caused him to die, or he died and disconnected in rage. But he was not. He was gone, and he was gone from everything. And one of the people that I play with thought that he was actually rage quit, because he's rarely done that. But when he gets so frustrated like that, there's times where he just completely disconnects from everything. No, we found out that his internet actually dropped for the entire neighborhood, so we had to call it a night. And we were not doing good. We were like, yeah, maybe just come back, refresh, reset everything, and we'll be fine. We'll start again on Thursday. I'll jump ahead to Thursday. Let me see. We did good on Thursday. We did a bit better. Not as much deaths. I think we timed one or two things, but we didn't stay very long. Everyone was kind of tired. Of course, it was the end of the week, and we did okay for the most part. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about today, about why my mythics got canceled. I'm going to take a sip of water. I would love to have some coffee right now, but it is way too late, and I probably shouldn't have any. Okay, sorry if there was a big gluggering thing. I try not to be near the mic whenever I'm taking a sip of water. But let's see. So tonight we got a message from our tank saying, "Hey, I might be late." And we're like, "Okay, just we'll, that's fine." It was like 45 minutes before mythics were supposed to start. Then like 2 minutes later, he goes, "No, we're good. I should be fine. I'll see you in 30. I'm like, "Okay, good, great, all right." So I log on. I prepped earlier today too. I was like, I logged on earlier to see what kind of key I had, and to see what dungeon we were supposed to start at and everything. And I noticed that things were low, so I decided to start farming things so I can be fully prepared and for the whole thing. And I log on later, I think like 10 minutes before the whole thing's supposed to start, and he doesn't show up. He's actually I think he was 15-20 minutes late, and then we finally get started, and we make a huge pool. We did a really big pool, and all of us start dying. It was like, uh-oh, that's not good. And we're doing okay. We're still in this big pool, and then I think after half the mobs die, he goes, "I'll be right back." He's our tank. he's saying be right back while he's tanking. This is not good. So he dies, and I'm able to be an evasion rogue at a certain point, and I'm able to tank a bit. But we were all starting to take turns just pulling slowly, like a small group of mobs, while we're waiting for him to come back. And then we get a message in Discord saying, "Hey, sorry, I gotta bail," and he leaves. And then we're like, no! Oh no! So we were without a tank, and we decided to leave the dungeon. We're like, okay, let's try and call, see if anyone else can tank for us or, whatnot. And no one answered. We waited for a while. No one came by. And we were all like, okay, I guess we'll see each other on Thursday. And so yeah, we're waiting to see what happened, because I don't know if it was like an emergency or anything. And I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so sorry about that. So where were we? So let's see. I kind of did all the things about WoW. So Tuesday, that was what happened, and of course I did I did a recording of my Wip Chat last week. Wednesday I decided it was a pajama day, and let me look at what color I need next. So yeah, I told the kids it was a pajama day. So this week was hot again. It was miserable. Well, last week was miserable again. I don't think it's going to stop. I think I'm going to just be saying that every week. And I'm sorry, my allergies have still been up there again. In fact, my headache is still kind of bothering me. So this might be a little bit of a shorter Wip Chat. So yeah, we decided to make it a craft day. I was trying to get the kids to finish their own little diamond painting projects. Especially since they're kind of like digging their heels into it. I wouldn't be like too pushy about it, but it's just that it's been months since they started one, and I just want to get it done. It's a small little tiny thing. It's not even huge. I just want them to be done. So I got them to do that, and we sang a couple of Disney songs. I actually pulled up I turned on the TV, and I pulled up Amazon Music, and there was the Disney channels, Disney songs and stuff like that. I'm like, perfect. Put that on, sang a lot of songs. The kids did not know some of them actually. I'm like, oh, we probably should watch some old Disney movies. So that might be on the list sometime later next week. The kids did know a couple of Lion King ones, but that's only because I like to sing Be Prepared a lot. I think they only watched the movie once or twice, but there was a couple where it was like Cinderella. They didn't really recognize, and then I think Little Ariel too, the Little Mermaid. So I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have to brush you guys up. So it was a nice time. Michael kind of got really, really grumpy at the end of it. And I was trying to cheer him up. I was trying to get him into it, and he was just not having it. So I did a little bit for him, showed him it was okay, and then he's like, well, okay. And he's just doing this. He's just putting one drill down, and then he's wandering all over the place. And I'm like, okay, just give me your stuff. Go play, go do a thing. You're bringing the mood down for everyone else. Also earlier that morning, I get alerts on my security. We have a security system, so I get alerts about what's going on throughout the night or even during the day. What the cameras pick up, and normally they pick up animals right now. So there was a few times where we had a possum or a raccoon. Most of the time it's cats. We have cats. We have 3 different cats that come through our yards. 2 of them are neighbors' cats, and then one of them's just some wild random cat that my husband likes to call swamp cat or sewer cat, because it jumps into the drainage fence that's along the streets whenever you go by and startles the cat. We have it's connected, so there's this big pipe where the cat can come out of. So we always see this cat all the time. So he's perfectly okay. Because the first time he did that, I was like, do we need to get someone to get him out? But he came out like within hours, and he was perfectly fine. He seems to do that all the time. But anyway, we have birds too around the area. My husband calls them catbirds. I don't know if he's pulling my leg, or if I'm too gullible, but I'm going to try and believe him. But these guys attack cats a lot, especially one of the cats, who's my neighbor's cat across the street. Her cat, I think her cat went after one of the nests, and then these birds have not let this cat forget it, and has attacked him multiple times. And I have seen them like rush out after him, and he hides in the bushes. On one hand, it's kind of sad. I feel bad for the cat, but at the other, it's kind of the cat's fault for doing that. But anyway, that morning, I got an alert from about an animal in my backyard, and it's one of the other neighbors' cats around the neighborhood. He jumps off the fence, and he comes to near our back door. And before he does this, he jumps high in the air and runs towards our back door before slowing down. And then you see coming out of the trees that's in the backyard this bird. It's a catbird. And you see it fly down and attack him right on his tail. And the cat flinches only one time and ignores him. Like, completely ignores him. And then the bird goes way back up in the air, and then dive bombs again and attacks him again. And this cat, it's kind of funny in a way, because it's like, this bird's brave, and this cat just is like, meh, whatever, I don't care, I'm like, okay. The other cat would be scared and screaming and yelling. In fact, I think one of the reasons why I haven't been sleeping very well, especially because last night at 4 a.m, I've been listening to yowling outside. I've been hearing the cats just scream and stuff. I'm just like, I would love to have some sleep. But yeah, that it was kind of a funny sight, because cat's just like, whatever, go ahead, attack me, whatever. But yeah, and then let's see, what else has been happening. The next day, I was like I had a whole thing planned. I was like, I'm going to do homework with the kids. I'm going to get chores done. I'm going to do this. I'm going to record. I was going to do the unboxing. And then I fell down the stairs. I'm okay. I kind of I don't know what exactly happened. I don't know if I skipped I don't remember exactly what happened. I don't know if I skipped a step or what. I didn't exactly fall. I caught myself, but I caught myself in a way where my knee buckles. I already have bad knees and hips. My knee, hopefully this isn't grotesque. It just kind of popped in and out, but just in a place where it did not feel comfortable, and so my knee, became swollen. I did not want to walk around. I did not want to stand. So the day was kind of a bust for the most part. I was really upset about that. So this is where my downfall has begun. And the kids, I was like, since I was not feeling great, I let the kids play on on the Nintendo Switch, and I mentioned before, the kids like playing Minecraft. Well, this week has been basically a week where I've been feeling pretty down. I've been feeling kind of a lot of pain. I'm not feeling the greatest. So I've been letting them play a bit more. And Minecraft has completely taken over our household. Like it used to when Nicole was the twins' age, and she's still obsessed with it, but not like what she was. But now with the twins playing Minecraft, it sparked a fire with everyone, and it's like now it's the thing that they want to play. It's like what they want to eat, live, and breathe. And I'm kind of tired of it, to be honest, because it has caused a lot of fights. They've gotten along really well, but they have also fought a lot really well. There's been a lot of, will you stop that? Stop building in my area. And it's gotten to the point where we have threatened to remove the switches in the area. So, but yeah, I decided that day I was going to diamond paint. They could play, and they played a bunch of Super Smash Brothers as well. And then they also, like I said, did a lot of Minecraft. And I just did a lot of diamond painting. I did a lot of scrolling on my phone. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I scrolled a lot on my phone that day. And that's when I came to find out, there's an artist that I follow, Sheena Pike. I did one of one of the diamond paintings that, it was like the rainbow dragons. And I was kind of really excited because during the Black Friday sale last year, she had a dragon that came out that was a garnet. And I was like, oh, cool, it's going to be a birthstone type series of dragons. And then the whole licensing thing between the company that she's with, because it was like Josephine Walls, Sheena Pike, and a couple of other artists, and Diamond Art Club, discussions fell through, and then they had to remove the diamond paintings from the whole thing. And I was really upset because I was hoping to get that. Sorry, didn't mean to sniff in your ear, sorry. But anyway, I know that like there's other companies right now, like Uniquely Yours Down Under has the Zodiac dragons available, and then Craftably, I don't know if they're still staying with them or not, has like the human ones. I'm not a big fan of those kinds, like the munchkins, or I don't know what they're called. And then of course there's a lot of animal ones that she has as well. And I like the dragons. That's what I want. That's all I want. So the point that I'm bringing up to is like she made an announcement of what diamond painting companies do have her stuff. And one of them, she says, coming soon is Dreamer Designs. And I kind of have mixed feelings about that. Only because I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about Dreamer Designs. I've never bought from them. But I've heard a lot of things like how their canvases are oversaturated. The drills aren't right. I mean, like I heard some good things too. I don't know. I guess it just depends. If it's those dragons, I'm going to probably buy one and check it out and be my first Dreamer Designs one to go for, because I've been to their website and nothing calls out to me. I know that a lot of people like the Curtis Rykovich paintings, but I'm not a big fan of those either. There's a couple that I'm like, oh, that might be interesting. Might be interesting to do, but overall, I'm like, nothing catches my eye. I am dropping drills left and right. Alright, there we go. But, yeah, I've been just like, I don't know. And then, of course, I told you what happened in on that day as well, so, but that day was just, I was just roasting my knee a lot. It was in a lot of pain. And my husband, he was nice enough to take the day off the next day, because so this is where I'm going to be like, this is what our surprise would have been. So we were kind of discussing it the last few weeks about getting a pet. And we've been going back and forth about getting a cat and yes or no. Originally, we were going to go to the shelter on Friday and go and, get a pet for the kids and, to have, have the kids experience their first sense of responsibility and have their first pet and everything. And it kind of fell through. And then the plan was going to be, to take Nicole to Carowinds, because my husband had promised her that he was going to take her there to help her get used to the roller coaster since she got so scared last time. Hold on, I'm going to take a sip of water. So that fell through because I saw that there were storms in the area. Plus, it was supposed to be in the 90s and feeling like 106. It's been feeling like 106 to 7 the whole week. So excuse me. So that fell through. So we were like, okay, well then, what do we do next? And then, the incident with me falling down the stairs didn't help, because we're like, well, maybe we'll do something fun. And then we're like, okay, well, I can't do anything fun. But he decided he was going to treat them out anyway. I would stay home, I could do stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try my best to do a recording, which is what happened. And that, as I told you, that has completely failed. And he took them out. He took them to bowl, and they had a blast, from what I've heard. So he took them bowling, and from what I've heard, Nicole had the highest score from the whole group. I was just like, oh man, he was sending me, pictures and videos of them having a blast. My youngest Jana, she dabbed after she bowled. I'm kind of concerned about that. I'm like, no dabbing in this household. No, not unless you're being ironic. So no, she did it. And then she kind of did that for a while at home as well. Anytime she did something, but gladly it's stopped for the moment. She hasn't done that. And then let's see. They also had the same place. They have it's a bowling, it's an arcade, and they have other things. And what they used to have was bouncy things, a bounce house type style. But they converted it all to jungle gyms now. So it's just a bunch of climbing things. And the kids were so disappointed because he decided he was going to treat them to both things. One, to get some of their energy out. Plus, they deserved it. They've been cooped up. We've been trying to get them outside, but it's so dang hot that we just stay inside to cool off instead. But yeah, they deserve to have a little bit of fun. And they were so excited, and they got there, and it was just jungle gyms, and it was so disappointing, and they were so upset. But from what I've heard, at least Michael had fun, but Jana was just really, her heart was just dead set on that. So we were like, okay, that's all right. They got home afterwards, and I was like, hey guys, I was like, everything okay? My husband went to make them lunch, and then he's like, I'm going to lay down, I'm exhausted. I'm like, I can't blame you, go ahead, do that. And I watched YouTube videos with them. I decided to sit there and, we do our normal Friday, YouTube viewings of everything. And it got to Minecraft again. And Nicole started explaining all sorts of things about Minecraft. She was explaining all the new things. Because I used to play a long time ago. I'm sure everyone, or my age group has, dabbled in Minecraft at least, If not, not a big thing. But I was like, okay, it sounds interesting, and I got her so excited. I said, okay, let me go and see if I can, still sign in, pull my account, all that stuff. I was able to do that, and I said, okay, you just explain stuff to me. Act like I am brand new at the game, that I've never played before, and, oh my goodness. She did as best as what a 10-year-old could do explaining it. She was just basically, follow me. Like, oh yes, I remember why I stopped playing with her 5 years ago. Very bossy. Very, very demanding. No, she's more now leaves me alone. She was like explaining stuff, made me follow her around, and then left me alone. And I was just like, okay, I'll figure this out. um, but that was like later on in the day once the twins got settled. But during dinner that day, so more Minecraft discussion. So you'll find out. I think my husband ordered pizza so that way I didn't have to cook. Thank you. My knee was still on fire at that point. I think my knee did not feel better until Sunday, to be honest. But let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Jaina pipes up going, I know how to swim now. I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, when did you learn how to swim? And she's like, this. And she's like showing me like this movement. And I'm like, okay. All right, cool. And then she goes, yeah, I learned how to swim in Minecraft. Oh my gosh. So she was just talking about the game. That she learned how to finally swim in the game. I'm like, okay. not in real life, in game. Okay. So that was funny, but at the same time I had to just forehead slap. I'm like, oh no, more Minecraft discussion. Oh no. So that sparked a whole thing with everyone else, and then like Michael goes, well, I know how to swim too, and then just them talking about building roller coasters, castles, and I'm just like, okay, I'm out. I'm going to just go. I'm gonna go do my own thing. Saturday, we got ourselves ready because Nicole had her sleepover. She was finally going to be sleeping over at someone else's house today. Well, not today, but that day, instead of her friend coming over to sleep at our house. So she was really excited about that. I had to wash a lot of laundry to try and get ready because she's like, I need to have my swimming outfit. I gotta get swimming. It's going to be great. I'm like, okay. And it was a very busy day. We did a lot of laundry. Luckily, my husband helped out. I was just like, thank you. And we were like waiting for mail. I ordered some stuff from Craftily. I don't know if I'm going to unbox it at all this month or not. Because there are a couple of Jasmine Beckett Griffith paintings. I'm going to take a sip of water again. My mouth is dry today. Alright, so I've been having trouble with the one I've been working on as of late. Not this one. This one's a pink mermaid. It's from Chibi Mika Art, but I have a diamond painting actually right over here on the table. I won't pull it over, but I can't get into it. I originally ordered one from Craftably in December, and of course that still isn't here. It's hopefully going to be here, in September or whatnot. But as the time got closer, I noticed that it wasn't coming, back, a few months back, and, they were, constantly pushing the dates and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, well, I need to have one for the Jasmine Beckett Griffith event that was coming up. That's this month. And I was like, I need one. I need to have one prepared. And I went on. I went around. I started looking around. At the time, the stuff that I saw in Craftly, they weren't available. They weren't in stock. I'm like, okay. Well, the ones that I want. And then I went on Diamond Art Club, and the ones I wanted weren't available or in stock. So I was like, okay, let's go to the next best thing. So I picked this one because I liked the look of it, but it wasn't calling out to me. And yeah, I've been working on it, but it's been kind of a struggle for me because I'm just like, I can't get into it. I'm just like, it feels like it's just dragging on, and I don't know what to do. And I kind of complained to my husband about it, and he's like, okay, well, why don't you, I asked him if it was okay to go on Craftly because the ones that I wanted were available. But now I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do them because I'm just like taking everything a lot slower now. because I was going to change gears, but I don't really have enough storage containers to do stuff, because I was like, I wanted to unbox that one, but I don't feel right unboxing a Jasmine Beckett Griffith painting during the whole event when it's not my event, if you know what I mean. So I was just like, okay, do I hold off on these paintings or do I what? I'm just I'm confused. But I kind of want to do that and put this off to the side, but I feel bad if I do that too. So I'm just kind of, I don't know. I'm conflicted. But we were waiting for that package because that package was supposed to be coming, and then my husband was waiting on a mattress topper because he's been sleeping downstairs again. Because our mattress, the new mattress that we got, isn't quite right for him still. So he's like, I'm not sleeping downstairs. I need something. And goodness gracious, we were hoping that this mattress topper would work. Because it was soft. It didn't work. But we had to wait. He thinks what's going on too is it's hot upstairs. And I'm sorry, I gotta get some more putty. It's hot upstairs in our comforter as well. It's not the matter. He is uncomfortable about the bed's not comfortable enough for him, but the comforter also traps heat very well. So you wake up a sweaty mess, and it is not fun. So we were waiting for that mattress topper, and we finally got it. And it's supposed to be like a cooling thing as well. Let's see. So we kind of chilled out after we did a lot of the laundry. My husband and Nicole made banana bread so she can bring a loaf of banana bread over to her friend's house for her family to eat. And then I think I let the kids, the twins, the twins and I, along with my husband, we played Uno Flip until it was bedtime for them. And then my husband did something very sweet because he's all like, well, what do you want to do? Because normally at that point we would have Nicole still staying up with us until it was her bedtime. And I was like, well, I was going to diamond paint. And he goes, well, can I join you? Which I was very shocked by because I did kit something up for him. Like, it was like one of those small, specialty kids stuff things to try and convince the kids to diamond paint. And I go, okay, if you really want to. And he sat next to me, and we pulled up one of my Twitch streamers that I listen to, and, we diamond painted together. I mean, I know it wasn't his favorite thing to do, but I really appreciated the fact that he did something like that, and he goes, well, we should do something like, hang out like that again. And I talked to him, today about it. I'm like, you don't have to do diamond painting. I know he did that just because he wanted to spend time with me. But I think what we're going to do now is, since he has, this bass, and it's not like a guitar. It's kind of like I can't pronounce, my mind has gone, oh my goodness, not violin, but bigger. My brain is, I have a brain fart right now. Anyway, so he has this bass that he's wanting to play with, and also a ukulele he wants to learn. And I'm like, okay, well, how about this? You'll bring it downstairs, and what you can do is practice on that, and we can diamond paint and talk together, and while he practices playing his music. And I think that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to pick a day where we're both available and just do that instead. And it's going to hopefully be awesome. Cross your fingers. It'd be kind of nice to just spend some time with him, doing that. So yeah, that we kind of did that for a while. We diamond painted for a while, and then he was like, okay. I could tell he was getting tired. And he finished his up. I was still working on I was working on this one actually. And he decided he was going to go back and start playing his games. I'm like, all right. And we get ourselves settled over here in our office. And as I'm settling down, he makes cheese sticks for me because he's like, okay, let's have a little snack. And I'm like, awesome. I'm sitting there, I'm snacking, and the power goes off. It completely shuts off. We did not have a storm or anything like that, and it's been frustrating. Because I don't know what's been going on, but we've been having like a lot of like the power keeps flickering around here, and it's not just our house, the entire neighborhood went out. So I mean, like, we've been having like power flickering out, and power will go out sometimes, like for a split second, completely out, and then it comes back on, just enough to annoy everything. So luckily the power didn't stay out very long this time. It stayed out for maybe a minute, two, this time around. But it was just a shock where it just completely went out compared to everything else. And I think like we stayed up maybe 30 minutes after we checked up on Michael and Jaina, because usually what happens if the power goes out late at night, everything turns off, and then I think only one of their nightlight stuff comes back on, and we have to go back up and then turn on their sound machines, turn on the other night lights and everything like that. So my husband went upstairs to do that for me. And then we stayed up for maybe like 30 minutes, and then we're like, okay, let's just call it. We're going to go to bed. And husband tried out the new mattress topper, and it didn't help keep him cool, so he went downstairs after a few hours. He woke up, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I felt bad. I felt like I woke him up instead. I'm pretty bad at snoring at times. I admit it. I'm bad at snoring, so I felt like it was my fault. He said it wasn't. I have to admit, I still woke up really hot too, so hopefully the blanket I bought today. I bought a blanket that's meant for summertime use. So maybe that'll keep us cooler instead. Cross your fingers, because I'm getting so tired of being so dang hot in the mornings. The sun will beat on our side of the room when you wake up. So you just wake up and it's just like the sun's already like, hey, how's it going? And I'm just like, leave me alone. Yes. Let's see. Sunday was another lazy day. I mean, like, this whole week, like I said, I've been taking it easy. I tried to get the kids to do things, and what was funny. One other thing. Before Sunday, Nicole actually called us. Like, I think she was only gone for 2 hours. She called me, and she's all like, "Hey, do you have any Band-Aids?" Yeah, are everything okay? I burned myself. Could you please get the burn, basically the burn stuff and Band-Aids and things? I'm like, okay. And this was at the point my husband and I have already gotten ourselves comfortable. We're like ready to relax. And my husband had to get changed and, to back into his normal clothes so he doesn't be in pajamas when he meets up with her. And he got the story out of her. Apparently they decided to make banana bread over there to recreate the recipe they made over here. And she thought that the pan was fully done cooling. She said they waited the 15 minutes, but I know to Nicole, she thinks something's like 15 minutes, but it's actually like 5 minutes or something like that. But what she did is she grabbed the pan and it was hot. So she has like blisters on both fingers. And speaking about blisters, my son, who burned himself last week, he's perfectly fine. I'm just like, can you guys stop burning yourselves, please? Can we just stop? So then what? Let's see. So that part was I think that was the only phone call we got from her that day. And then Sunday, she actually called us after I messaged her saying good morning, asking us to pick her up because her friend was actually leaving, and we're like, oh, okay, because we were expecting to pick her up maybe like an hour later instead. And she's like, no, pick me up now. The neighbors are, the whole family's about to leave. I'm like, okay. She told me that they had something come up. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So when they got home, I decided to just make it another easygoing day, because I still was resting my knee, and I was like trying to get the kids to do something that wasn't electronics, because they're obsessed with Minecraft, like I've been saying. And Michael was like, "Oh, let's do a puzzle." I had to get everyone convinced to do a puzzle. He was determined to do 1,000-piece puzzle, because he's been doing like 200-piece puzzles, and he's like, "I want to do 1,000-piece puzzle." I'm like, "Okay." So we pull out this one puzzle that I bought for Nicole one Christmas. It's like a rainbow type puzzle. It's like a gradient. And I delegate everyone to try and find pieces, like, because even the backs had like I said, let's try and find the edge pieces, because it's a circular one. So I'm like, let's try and find edge pieces. Let's try and find the middle piece and the 4 little pieces that connect to the middle. Excuse me. Oh man, there is a lot of this one color. I have not been able to switch. Sorry. So anyway, we get a good start. I get the edge going after they find all the edge pieces. I'm telling them, like, let's separate it by color and stuff. And they start getting bored one by one by one, until it's at the point where I'm doing the entire puzzle. And I'm like, well, this seems familiar. And the reason why I said that was Christmas Day 2 years ago. I bought this puzzle for Nicole, because she begged for it. Because at the time we watched a YouTuber who completes puzzles, who does a lot of puzzling. So she wanted to be just like her. I'm like, okay, that's good. I want you to work that brain of yours. So we get this, and then she's like, I want to start working it now. So we spent Christmas Day working on this puzzle, and it comes to the point where I just do the puzzle. and I complete the whole puzzle instead. So it was just a repeat of Christmas, I felt. So yeah, so the kids, the kids come back and forth, helping, more like just looking, going, wow, Mommy, you're doing great. I'm like, uh-huh, yeah, uh-huh. And at this point, I was like, why am I still doing this? My husband's like, you're still working on it? I'm like, yeah. He goes, you can stop. I'm like, I'm determined to be done. And it was like, I think right around dinner time, like after dinner was done, I finally finished. I took a picture of it. I'll see if I can post it here for you guys. But I was so glad to be done. I was like, okay, leave it here. I am not taking this apart until the morning. I was like, no, I finished this thing. I'm going to take a nice picture of it in the morning, and then you guys can take it down. I was done. I was just like, whew. I do not want to do another puzzle unless they are actually working on it this time. So yeah, that's how my Sunday was spent. I could have spent that Sunday diamond painting. I could have done a lot of things, but no, I sat and did a puzzle. At least the kids enjoyed coming back and forth. Excuse me. Let's see. Oh, I knocked into the camera. I'm so sorry. Let's see. On Monday, what did we do yesterday? I did not write that in the notes. I wrote up only to Sunday. Whoops. I don't know. I don't think we did a lot. I mentioned before, I tried to record for the week, and I failed miserably. I'm so sorry about how sporadic the video's been going. It's just, I'm having a really hard time trying to find a good balance. And at the time too, I'm trying to get the kids not play on the Switch as much anymore as well, because I just want them to get. I want them to get away from the electronics. Not that there's anything bad. I just don't want them consumed by it the entire time. Oh, I know what we did yesterday. So, I decided to start getting prepared for my in-laws to come visit this week. Because the house started kind of getting a little messy again, especially since I was being lazy with resting my knee and everything. So had the kids help me straighten up the dining room. Actually, I'm like, okay, so there's a bunch of papers and stuff like that the kids just gotta keep. It's all their artwork. I'm like, okay, now we're gonna start taking some of the stuff and throwing it in the trash. I'm sorry to say, guys. Keep the stuff that you really want to keep, but everything else is going to get thrown away, because we can't just keep every single paper. I felt bad telling them that, but it needed to happen. So we spent a good bit straightening up all of that. The laundry that I did, I spent time separating it, having everyone fold their laundry. We cleaned up the cubbies. We got straightened up the bookshelves. I don't know how long the bookshelves want to stay straightened, but, hopefully that'll stay straight. But at least the house looks somewhat presentable again. It's not like it's the best looking house, but it looks like there's 3 kids that live there. But at least it looks like it's somewhat straightened up. And I'm going to try and keep it that way. But yeah, the kids complain the whole time. Do we have to? Can we play Minecraft? It got to the point yesterday where we put up the Switches, because we were like, no, you can't play on the Nintendo Switch. Not until... No more. We're putting the next set on it. But we're going to let them play a little bit. Not tomorrow. Well, we didn't let them really play Minecraft today. I might let them play a little bit tomorrow if they do their homework. Maybe. We'll see. Keep your fingers crossed. I'm a little too lenient at times, especially when I'm like, I want to do this. I'm like, okay, yeah, here you go. But I don't want them to be depending on that. So I probably won't be doing diamond painting as much. So things are kind of slowing down a little bit, because I've been trying to get them to do things like puzzles, and I'm trying to get them to finish up, all their other little projects. We've been actually putting a good dent on a lot of things, and I want to spend time with them. They've been growing. They've been growing a lot. I feel like, oh my goodness, I'm shocked. But I am going to have to wrap this up, because Nicole has lost her tooth, another one. She has got to have all her baby teeth out right now, right? No, she told me that she still has several baby teeth left. I'm like, good Lord, the bank is closed. But I'm going to go upstairs and check to see if the tooth fairy has visited her or not. Told her to leave the pillow out for the fairy to come visit. So I wanted to make sure that the fairy came or not, so that way I can just, be like, okay, everything's great, everything's well, and then I'll see about editing this video. So, if you made it this far, if you please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!